Alright, I think this is our fourth update, and I'm going to try to keep it short because not much has changed. There's a plant growing in here, which is new, and it's not new, it was there last time, but it's bigger now. Everything's full of roots and algae, and some of the leaves on the creeping fig are a little bit sick, but otherwise, no change there. This, again, almost everything looks dead, but there is still a little bit of life, tenaciously hanging on around the edges. Mostly seed sprouting, so I don't know if it's actually livable in there. If it's well sealed enough, then everything decaying might have made the atmosphere, unsuitable for plant life, so we may be watching all of this stuff slowly die out, and then it'll just be sterile forever after. That's all in the backyard. I want a brief update on this moss. Still basically looks the same. It's dried out now. I probably need to water it. There are some plants from the soil sprouting up, which is neat, but not really important. So the indoor terraria are a bit of a mixed bag. All of this lichen still looks the same, which, as I've said many times, is probably because it may not really be alive. Similar case here, the grass is dead, the chickweed is dead. The moss is still green, but probably not alive. The pickle jar has got one surviving plant, and what looks like maybe a little chickweed seedling or something down there. But otherwise everything has run its course. And that one plant is on the side that gets all the sunlight, so I think that's why it's alive and nothing else is. And then what's going on in here? Basically just some moss sticking around. There's a chickweed plant that looks like it might still be alive, albeit not in great health. And I still have this creeping fig, which is sort of struggling out here because I think it needs a little bit more water than it gets. It gets plenty in here, but then there's these little kind of nodes with some hairy root-like structure that I think this needs to get some water too, so it tends to die out at the ends but do fine in the middle. Which is why I'd like to put it in another couple terraria. So I've got a couple of jars. Hopefully tonight or sometime this week I'll get around to making an updated version, and work ethic willing, I might well, I'm supposed to videotape it, so I'll videotape it, but that's about where we're at. And I need a bigger container, but I'd like to build one with this, which I bought, if anybody remembers, for this little bit of lichen and algae in the base, but it doesn't really look like any of that has survived. There's some here, but I don't know, it might be alive and growing. It's really hard to tell with lichen. So the backyard is a similar story to the front yard. The creeping fig is doing well, the algae is doing well, but all of the other plants are slowly dying. So I think, hopefully, if I get around to it, I'm going to create a couple more with some of the remaining creeping fig and see just how well it does, with a couple of minor changes. So hopefully, I think I'll be starting on another iteration soon.